Welcome to ISMT 100 2015, our Team 5 video, the Apple Watch. Brian Cassidy, Kevin Quetz, Manuel Gutierrez, and Mike Seminari. I'm going to tell you about what it is, how it works, who uses it, what are the important issues about it, what is its history, and what are our projections about it for the future. Team 5 on the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch was introduced on September 9th, 2014. It is the first new product developed and introduced by Apple CEO Tim Cook. It's a serious chronograph, a precise timepiece to within 50 milliseconds of global standard time. It's messaging, your phone, and email on your wrist. It's music, a camera, and a remote control for the Internet of Things. It's weather and stocks and photos. And it's a stopwatch, a timer, a serious world clock. The Taptic engine taps you on the wrist to alert and notify you. A heart monitor lets you know that you're healthy. The S1 is an entire computer system on a single chip on your wrist. The battery lasts up to 18 hours, effortlessly using inductive charging. The home wheel is a critical part of the user interface. The Apple Watch is connected to Apple Pay and allows you to transact at retail points of sale simply by activating the watch and tapping it into the Apple Pay network.
The Apple Watch is primarily marketed towards current Apple users, the affluent, the fashion-conscious, and fitness enthusiast. Because the watch will function more as an extension of the applications that run on the iPhone, non-Apple users will have little reason to make the purchase. The Apple Watch will also be marketed towards an upper-class audience. Statistics show that Apple iPhone users tend to be wealthier and have a higher level of education than Android phone users. The watch will target Apple users with even higher incomes who are willing to spend more for a complimentary device for their iPhones. The Edition Apple Watch collection even features watch cases made of 18-karat gold and polished sapphire crystal displays. With Google Android devices dominating the low-cost spectrum of mobile phones and devices, Apple must continue to establish themselves as a luxury fashion retailer. This brings us to our next point, that Apple is marketing towards the fashion-conscious. Apple recently purchased a 12-page advertisement in the fashion and lifestyle magazine Vogue, where single-page ads can cost nearly $200,000. Whereas previous Apple products were only available in a few colors, the watch will be released in 3 collections, 2 sizes, 6 band styles, and 18 colors. A new section of the Apple Store will be introduced that appears more like a clothing boutique than a tech store. Customers will be able to try on Apple Watches of many styles. Newly trained staff with an eye for fashion will be providing assistance. The Apple Watch will lastly appeal to fitness enthusiasts and anyone that is health conscious. A built-in accelerometer measures body movement and tracks steps. A heart rate sensor monitors the wearer's pulse during exercise. Lastly, the watch will work with the iPhone's GPS features to provide accurate information about speed and distance during workouts.
Battery life. Apple has not made a clear statement with regards to the battery life. They have alluded to the possibility of the battery lasting up to 1 day, but at the same time suggest that you charge your watch every night like most people do with their phones. My phone is heavily used and will not last throughout the day without the help of my desktop companion device. The Apple Watch requires the use of an iPhone 5 or higher to enable functions that require web access. In other words, you will not be able to read emails, surf the internet, play internet-based games, or use messaging. And it will not work as an accurate pedometer without being tethered to an iPhone. This will create an additional battery drain on the iPhone requiring users such as myself to spend even more time plugged into simplicity and usability. The small screen seems too cluttered for all of the apps that I've seen displayed. People with large fingers will have issues starting the apps, and users with slightly impaired vision may have issues seeing them. According to PC magazines, it seems that Apple has packed an endless list of features to resolve an endless list of non-existent problems. Price. The final issue is the price. The base price of an Apple Watch costs $350. The issues with the Apple Watch: unknown battery life, required iPhone tethering, small cluttered screen, and finally the price, makes me wonder if I should actually purchase one.
Originally, through research and development, Apple obtained multiple patents throughout the past decade, some of which resulted irrelevant in the ultimate version of the watch. The smartwatch seemed like the most logical progression after the smartphone, as it was also a small, portable device that people used every day. The initial step in developing the watch was based on the technologies of wristbands that monitored activity and stored information. They set the blueprint and framework for what the Apple Watch ultimately became. Originally designed to function as a complement to the iPhone and other Apple devices, the watch was later transformed to work and function properly as an independent device as well. The first models of the watch were developed, but the biggest problem they faced was the touchscreen. There were questions as to whether it would be round, curved, or another shape. The screen had to be large enough that it was usable, but at the same time it had to be small enough that it was easy to carry and was not obstructive to the user. After multiple testing, the final design was agreed upon. In 2013, the design was finalized, the patents were obtained by Apple, and production started. The forecast for the Apple Watch is based on the initial reception it has received. For the most part, it has been moderately positive. While some people praise the watch for the integration it provides with other Apple products, a main negative point is the cost, which is considerably high. The functions of the watch are limited compared to that of an iPhone or an iPad, and the cost for the watch can be even higher than those two devices. Alternatively, there are those who argue that compared to other prestigious watches that cost around the same amount of money, the Apple Watch offers far more functionality and purpose. Lastly, the main criticism of the Apple Watch right now is the battery life. If used extensively and continuously, the battery lasts less than a day, which is far less than ideal for a watch. Compared to other traditional watches, whose battery can run for years, having to charge your watch every day might become a tedious and frustrating task. It should not be a surprise if the most important improvement for the second version of the Apple Watch is an improved battery life.